Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our webinar on employing a PE apprentice. We've set up various webinars throughout this week to capture the interest of the interested public, and today is the one and only one we're going to do on employment. As an employer, you may be watching this because you are a head teacher or a lead in a particular subject, member of SLT, but your school will either be aware of apprenticeships, used Inspire Plus for apprenticeships, or you might be very new to this. Our aim is to give you a rough idea of who we are and why we're offering what we offer, and how long we've been doing this for, and the success we've had, and why we think it'd be a really good idea. And at the end of this, we'll take any questions, but if we have no questions, you'll get our details so that you can email us and ask for more information. So this is our little list of things we'd like to try and achieve today. We'll start with a little bit about Inspire Plus. So Inspire Plus are a sports charity based in the Lincolnshire area, mostly South Lincolnshire, supporting schools with sports work in and around their school provision, anything from before and after school clubs to PE support, training for children, training for young adults, and training for teaching staff. So in 2017, the charity registered itself as a training provider, working alongside the partnership of currently now known as IEG, Stamford College, who in partnership with Peterborough Regional College are now IEG. And we deliver PE, sport and physical activity apprenticeships across a range of different levels now. We are now one of the biggest providers of this particular type of apprenticeship in the whole of the UK, which is very exciting. So our locations, as you can see from our map, are roughly speaking, the furthest north we go is East Riding into just over the Humber, and then through North Lincolnshire, North East Lincolnshire, into Lincolnshire, right the way down through towards Peterborough, Cambridgeshire, and even in Norfolk and Suffolk, where we've had a really good amount of success with schools out that way. And we're looking now to keep growing our interest in and around those areas. And with your help, we might be able to get employment of apprenticeships in your school or in your coaching company, if that's who you work for. We offer a range of different apprenticeships. When we first started, it was a good old MVQ3 using supporting delivery of PE and school sport. Since then, the apprenticeship standards have become the way forward, and we adopted in 2020 the Level 2 Community Activator Coach Programme, which is a year long of training, 13 months to be precise. Because what we do is we get the candidates started in August so that you can complete in the following September, giving you a full year of support from a young person who might be interested in apprenticeship. I am cautious wording it as young because there is no age limit for an apprentice. You can actually become an apprentice at any age, and that's one of the things we spoke about yesterday on our webinar when we were busting a few myths about the world of apprenticeships, which are now much more prevalent in most industries. We also have a couple of level 3 apprenticeships. The one that we initially used was Community Sport Health Officer, really good for those working in the industry, particularly with coaching companies, even sports charities like Inspire Plus. A lot of our staff have done that. What we noticed, though, doing the level 2 is a lot of our apprentices really enjoyed their time in school, but also found that they were really enjoying supporting in the classroom just as much as they were enjoying helping with sport. And what we decided to do was see if we could launch a teaching assistant version. Still with the PE interest, we keep the PE focus very much alive in that because we know that our young people and older people are enjoying time in the classroom and supporting at clubs, activities, lunchtimes, playtimes, and of course PE lessons. This year's the first year of doing that, and it's a 15-month program on average, up to 18 months because of allowing for endpoint assessment. So for example, should it be an August start, your apprentice can complete their training by Christmas of the following year. So usually by December, we should find that most of our apprentices have completed their endpoint assessments. And then something we introduced 2 years ago on the back of a successful level 2 cohort was looking at a level 4 option for what we call sports coach apprentice. Sports coach apprenticeships are longer, certainly around about the 18-month program is more realistic. we can allow people to roll on and roll off a little bit easier than that because of the way they start. And also we want to be allowing for anyone who might want to go off to university. So bearing that in mind, you might find you've got level 2 candidates looking for the level 4. You'll also find level 3 candidates also looking for the level 4. We'll go into those details of what that actually means in a minute. But you might find yourself being speaking to candidates who've already done the previous apprenticeship through us, more likely than not. And they might be the people who are writing to you now, seeking an apprenticeship, either for the first step, level 2 or level 3, or to move on to level 4. So bear that in mind when you are receiving applicants. So what are the benefits to hiring an apprentice? 9 times out of 10, our schools are just glad to have extra pairs of hands, support staff working in their schools, working for you, allowing you to, what we would call, grow your own skills staff, making sure that they are part of your team, part of your values and your ethos. It will be someone who has plenty of enthusiasm 9 times out of 10 and some experience in sport. We'd never say that they were experts in a sport. Usually the enthusiasm wins out. But that link and that liking for sport and coaching and PE is often the kind of apprentice we're getting applying at Inspire Plus. And you will find that actually they're useful then because you can use them in a variety of different ways, not just in the classroom. You'll find that you're trying to employ someone who's passionate about their role, just the same as any other member of staff in a school or coaching setting. And then you'll find that you've got someone who can work alongside teachers and other members of staff to help the teachers grow more confidence, especially when delivering. We often find that PE is one of those subject areas where having that young, enthusiastic, and often experienced young person helping deliver does improve delivery of PE and sport in your school. But equally, you might find it's just useful having that member of staff in and around the classroom, working with all age children in all subjects. You should be looking to find someone who's eager to learn and happy to get involved. And with that in mind, you are obviously looking to increase the support to your existing staff. So the different levels that we've got, if we're going to start with level 2, so the community activator coach apprentice, it's typically aged 16 plus. On average, our groups in that age bracket, 16 to 19-year-olds are jumping in on this course. The kind of employers are schools, sports coaching companies, community clubs and wraparound care settings, even nurseries occasionally, who find that they can employ someone like this. But what we're finding is that they are joining that school for about a year, including their endpoint assessment, meaning they start in August and they can finish the following September. Within that course, they will be learning about planning and leading, coaching physical activities for the people in their community, the school community. That is everything from safe coaching practice to learning to work with participant needs, different SEND and behavioural needs, right through to planning, not just PE lessons and sport lessons, but maybe an event like a sports day or a charity fundraiser, and working with external providers that the school would normally work with, but also that might include coaching companies and or indeed someone like Inspire Plus. The method of delivery, like all apprenticeships for us, is a day release. So 4 days working in a school and 1 day out training with Inspire Plus. It's a blended approach, so we get lots of different opportunities for online learning, practical delivery face-to-face, and independent study time. And then finally, they have an endpoint assessment. It's important for the young person to know that actually they're not examined. It's more about observation, seeing them in action, talking to them about that, letting them do a presentation on their time in the school, usually based on one big activity or program that they've done to change the school's attitude or behaviours towards sport. And then finally, an interview or professional discussion about their time in the school. And we often find they're very comfortable talking about that because they're literally celebrating what they've done. So that's the level 2, and that's where most people will start if they've got little or no experience working in a school or in a coaching or sport environment. I'll talk about the level 3 teaching assistant one because that's the one I'm leading on. I'm going to hand you over to my colleague Mark, who's also on the call, and Mark will talk about some of the higher levels we do. But starting with a level 3 TA with a PE focus, these young people can join at this level. It's often 15 to 18 months if you include the endpoint assessment. They don't have to have done the level 2, but they will have to have already passed their maths and English at GCSE. So anyone not at grade 4 or higher will not be able to join this course immediately. They would be certainly invited to consider the level 2, and we, the college and us, can work with them for their maths or the English should they need to retake it. What we find is the teaching assistants are working alongside teachers to support all curriculum areas. They've applied for this on purpose. They will definitely still like their sport, and we will focus on that as part of our learning. But we also know that the potential trajectory for these learners is that they can go forward and become a teaching assistant, staying on at your school, or taking on further qualifications as they go. It's kind of a natural progression towards becoming a teacher or a permanent member of staff at your school, or indeed, if they aren't going to necessarily work out at your school, it will be a chance for you to refer them to other schools who might be looking for skilled staff that you've worked with, and hopefully got to a point where they're going to be successful with passing their training. And again, off-the-job learning, very much the same way, a blend of online or face-to-face training 1 day a week. We try to offer as many practical as well as theoretical experiences we can for our apprentices. As you can see on that picture there, that's our group of learners learning from one of the Inspire Plus coaches, so they can take away their learning into school. So I'm going to hand over to Mark now, and he can tell you a little bit more about the other 2 levels.
Thank you very much, John. So our other level 3 qualification that we deliver is the level 3 Community Sport and Health Officer, and similar to the teaching assistant, is 15 to 18 months, including the endpoint assessment. This role is usually around about changing behaviour within the local area or local community, using sport as the kind of changing to help change that behaviour. The Community Sport and Health Officer will help to organise and coordinate the delivery of activities and opportunities for local communities with the aim to become more physically active. So it's not just necessarily a sports coach, it's a person, a staff member you might already have in place that you want to upskill, and they are going to lead on developing, implementing and evaluating programmes that you are leading on within your organisation. So they're usually based in community roles, such as with district councils, community interest organisations, sports clubs, and organisations. So, for example, as John said, Inspire Plus, we've had a few of our staff members be upskilled through this apprenticeship. So again, it's a great way of growing your own skilled staff and giving them the tools to actually develop, implement and evaluate communities-based activities. Again, we tailor this to your needs as the employer and the learner's needs, and obviously the outcomes that you're looking for. If you've got a certain program delivery method, we can adapt our teaching to that to incorporate those and tailored goals. Again, as John said, we try and have a similar approach. Off-the-job training is usually once a week, and that is, again, delivered by myself, and we throw in a mix of practical and theory lessons based upon a lot of the learners and employers' needs. Although we do quite a lot of work-based tasks, because again, it's a lot of evaluation and reflection of their job role and how things they've tried have gone, and then using that to evaluate. Next slide, please, John. And our last apprenticeship that we deliver is the level 4 school sports coach apprenticeship. Again, typically sports clubs, governing bodies, community organisations, schools and academies are the organisations that really take on the level 4 sports coach apprenticeship. Usually they have transitioned from our level 2 or level 3 course to this. They've got a great passion for sport, and they're usually 18 plus. Because of the level it is, let's say a lot do transition from our previous programs, have got that experience of working within that organisation, kept on, and doing that. If they are direct entrants, they're usually 18 or above, have at least 1 year's worth of experience working with children and young people, and they've got to have the maths and English at a level 2 or equivalent for that. The time on programs a little bit longer, as you can probably appreciate. Higher level program has a lot more information to kind of fit in. We try and aim for 18 months, but with EPA, it might last up to 20 months. And as John said earlier, we have a bit of a rolling program. We do try and have a couple of cohort starts throughout the year, but if you are interested in taking up an apprentice within any time of the year, we would be glad to roll them onto the program and fit them in to where we are with that. So again, the course content is that kind of working with what you guys would like as employers, and developing the pupils' mastery of psychomotor skills by applying a whole child approach in their coaching. So we look at coaching pedagogies, different coaching strategies, linking that to curriculum design and child development. So as a sports coach, you go into a lot of detail and theory behind why we do things or how we do things to improve the coaching and learning that the pupils will receive. Again, we have a bit of a blended approach. We have online sessions where we deliver most of the theory, and then we back this up with a face-to-face practical session where we kind of embed what we've learnt in the theory sessions into practice. And we have obviously employer-based kind of activities and observations that we throw in there for good measure. The endpoint assessment, a little bit more than the level 2 we spoke about, and the level 3s. There's a 4,500 word written project, a mini dissertation, if so to speak, an out on observation, a presentation, and then a professional discussion interview thrown in there for good measure. But as we've said before, all they're doing is kind of celebrating and showing off what they've done throughout their apprenticeship journey for that, and really demonstrating that they've been able to take on that job role and embody what the apprenticeship is all about. Next slide, please, John. So again, typical duties of a PE apprentice, supporting teaching and PE and sport lessons in school. So again, especially during the start of their apprenticeship, they'll be heavily supporting a teacher delivery, and then that might flip towards the latter part of their apprenticeship where they might take a lead in the teacher supports. Supporting ordinary classroom activities. So again, especially the teaching assistant, they might spend 50-50 time in kind of classroom in the sports environment. Pastoral support for small groups, so those intervention groups, those additional pastoral roles that you might have within school, that the young ambassadors, PE apprentices might help with those. Gifted and talented or low self-esteem monitoring, mentoring support for pupils and SEN or disabilities. So again, looking at those targeted interventions for those groups. Supporting lunchtime supervision, clubs, activities, maybe structuring unstructured playtimes to kind of really try and get that 60 minutes of physical activity within the school time. For that, competition management and assistant and events. So again, running inter-school competitions or intra-school inter-house competitions and intra-school competitions. With that, kind of supporting those, delivering those, and running that. Reporting on data, so participation tracking. You might be going for a school games mark, collating all of that kind of evidence and data. They might support with that. Developing programs of study, lessons for classes and individuals. So again, especially on the higher levels, they'll be kind of part of their evidence provision is to provide high detailed lesson plans and a curriculum that they've kind of designed themselves. So all building into that. Organising and running inter and intra-school sports events, as I kind of already mentioned. Next slide, please. What training does a PE apprentice receive? So again, we offer practical sessions, and this is really kind of the heart of what we do. And we really kind of pride ourselves in the high provision that we do provide. And we try and support all aspects of the PE curriculum. So we work with a range of national governing bodies, from the FA, Badminton England, Royal Opera House. We're quite proud to be partners with them, and so much so they send up highly experienced dancers to deliver relevant training to our apprentices. And all of these national governing bodies we work with then provide schemes of work, or they provide resources that then empower the apprentices to come back to their job, their employers, with those skills to then deliver those sports, and share good practice with colleagues as well. So really growing your own skilled staff by working alongside those national governing bodies. All of our tutors are qualified teachers and high-level coaches. We have weekly training mapped out to the apprenticeship standard, so we kind of really keep on top of the training, and we have those weekly focuses, whether they're online with us, face-to-face with us, or they've been set an independent task. They have some contact with our tutors throughout the week. So as I said, they're online theory sessions linked to knowledge, skills and behaviours for each apprenticeship standard delivered. So we try and link the online sessions to the theory and really link it to what they need to know, then how do they can embed it within their practice. Additional CPD programs available, so we offer additional courses around the CPD. So any other national governing bodies we know running CPD courses in the area, we offer that out, as well as additional qualifications that we do offer from time to time during the apprenticeship program. Sometimes we kind of do roll and roll off qualifications in that sense for that. And ultimately, the commitment from yourselves in terms of the training is to release the apprentice for 1 day a week, which is generally the same day for all of our cohorts. So all of our tutors are teaching at the same time, and we can really kind of make our training program fit what you guys need as an employer, but also benefit the apprentices at the same time as well. Next slide, please, John.
Well, I'm going to stop sharing because I think I haven't got the sound on.
Oh no!
I'm just going to make sure I share with sound, because we don't want to miss out.
Not on Len's lovely voice.
It's an amazing thing. So we work with a lot of schools, as Mark said, and we've got lots of different levels of learners. We're very lucky to have proactive head teachers and leaders of various departments who will liaise with us very closely. Right from the word go. So the recruitment process is extremely important. And we tried to capture in a nutshell, in just a minute or so's worth of footage from 2 of our schools, about the process of working with Inspire Plus. And we'll take it from there first, but let's have a little listen to see what Len and Anita have to say.
So I've been looking for an apprentice for quite a while now, really. Been working with Inspire Plus for over a decade. I was looking for somebody to come and join our team, somebody who held the same values with what we did, somebody who would be able to really add a dimension to the quality of the service that we offer others. And that's what I was looking for, somebody who's adaptable, flexible, sense of humour, somebody who's not afraid of hard work. And that's what I think I found. My name is Len Vertier. I'm the head teacher at the Barrowby Church of England Primary School. I've been the head teacher for the last 12 years. I've been working at the school for 20 years. Absolutely love it. The quality of engagement, I just was really quite blown away with, to be honest. This was a young person who was able to engage with children, scaffold their learning, ask them appropriate questions, help them to move on. And even within the small amount of time she worked with the children, I could see the progress that the children were making. And to be honest, I was very surprised with that, which obviously led to, couple that with the really secure answers to the interview questions. I actually told Lily after the interview that she was comparable to some ECTs, so early career teachers that I've interviewed. So a level of depth of knowledge that she was displaying. So I was really quite impressed.
We hired an apprentice at Litcham to help support PE within the school. and increase teacher confidence. And we wanted to help teachers and support the teachers to deliver PE with the introduction of a sports apprentice. Hi, my name's Anita Stewart. I am the cover supervisor and PE lead for Litcham primary phase in Norfolk. My experience with Inspire Plus has been fantastic from day one, really personable. There's always somebody at the end of the phone that is happy to talk to you and help you. The tutors have a genuine interest in the young people they're supporting. They are happy to spend time with you talking about, you know, issues you might have and how you're going to get the best out of your apprentice. And the support they give the actual student through the lessons that they deliver to them is fantastic.
So I've been looking for.
There you go. So 2 really nice sound bites there from people who've employed apprentices with us before. The recruitment process, Mark, do you want to talk us through that, and then we'll talk about timelines, I suppose, with the next thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So funding an apprentice will depend on your organisation. So you will need to create an account on the DAS, the Digital Apprenticeship Service site. So if your organisation is a levy paying organisation, which is an organisation that has an annual pay bill of more than 3 million, we can then that can be funded 100% from your apprenticeship levy pot. If your school is a non-levy payer organisation, there will be a 5% contribution. So, for example, the level 2 is a £300 contribution for that. However, if your school is under 50 employees and your apprentice is under 19, the training cost will be 100% paid by the government levy funding. So again, there's a lot of different equations there and factors, but generally, if you are a smaller organisation, it is going to be covered. If you're a very large organisation, it will be covered. If you're in the middle, the maximum is 5% of the apprenticeship funding, which works out around about 300 to around about 500 for that. But again, that will be agreed and explained to you during the recruitment process by myself or my colleagues.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've been doing this for 6 years now. We've got a lot of experience about what levy funding is all about. We work with a lot of county councils. Our colleague Angela Humphrey at IEG is going to be your main port of call. She will help you get everything started and sorted. And I think the main thing, really what we've been able to do is put together lots of information on our website. You can certainly register your interest with us now. Just email educationteam@inspireplus.org.uk. We will then pick that up and share your details with the right people. Our advertising is going to go live at the end of this month. We're going to start a little bit earlier than before. We've already captured the interest of candidates, well over 100 candidates who are just interested. And as soon as those advert goes live, we'll capture even more, I'm sure. So working alongside with the college, getting the recruitment going, we end up with a bit of a matchmaking process, which for you as an employer can be very helpful because we will sift through the number of apprentices we've got. So Mark, am I right in thinking we had around about 700 apply last year?
Yeah, so we had 700 quality applicants. So they made it through the first kind of sift.
And then what we'll try and do is matchmake them to the area that A, they live in, and B, you work in, and then allow you to take over the reins from that point where you can do your own shortlisting exercise, meet the candidates and start to make your decisions. If this is something that you've done before, then obviously you'll understand how straightforward it is. If this is all new to you and you want more advice, please don't be afraid to ask. But Ange certainly knows how to work well with schools now, and we're more than happy to help you. You can use this QR code to find out more information. It will take you to our website and the right page on there. But if you just go straight to our website anyway, which is inspireplus.org.uk, you'll be able to find that. You will be able to find our drop down on the apprenticeships, loads of case studies, loads more videos. Keep an eye on our social media as well. We're on everything now, including TikTok, believe it or not. And we are already listening to and talking to schools who were keen to start to get their applicants sorted. I know it's budget setting time coming up very soon, but with schools not having knowledge about apprenticeships now, they are quite keen to start getting that going quicker. So that's why we're going to open our advertising a bit earlier on the commencement of these next couple of weeks. As I say, if you've got any questions, if you'd like to know more about what's going on, you can email educationteam@inspireplus.org.uk. If you already have contact with myself or Mark or Josh or Dave or Ange already, you can email us all directly to find out a little bit more about what the take-up is like in your area. And if you do need any more advice, then visit the website or message us and we'll do our best to help you. Thank you for joining us. Nice for you to, hopefully you enjoy viewing this. I know some of you will be watching this back and it's not live for you, but hopefully you found this useful. We've got other webinars later this week for the candidates, and we're doing a live stream from some of our tuition cohorts on Friday. So if you want to see a little bit of apprenticeship action, please join us. The information for that is also on our website, and you should be able to join us on the Friday. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you very much. Take care.